Okay, so I'm filming in my car, and this is absolutely perfect for today's video topic because it is a reminder to myself that I need to get honest with myself and take simple into our homeschool. Let's chat about it. Welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shauna. If you are new here, we are a homeschooling family of 4. We are in our 8th year of homeschooling, and I am looking ahead to our 9th year of homeschooling. I do not normally film in my car, but we'll get into that in just a minute because it is poignant for today's video. So let's jump in and talk about taking simple into my homeschool. Guys, before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. Okay. You guys know, if you've been here for any period of time over the last couple of years, I have been leaning hard into simplicity, really trying to be honest with myself about the things I'm purchasing, the things I'm bringing into my home, the reviews I'm doing, the things I am entertaining in my life, and truly prioritizing where I want to spend dollars, energy, time, all of the things that are most precious and valuable to me. Naturally, I am filming in my car today, and that is because, one, I want to be able to have clear thoughts on what I'm trying to convey, because sometimes my day gets muddied and my schedule gets busy and I don't feel like I have the time or the energy or the whatever to devote to clear, well-rounded thoughts. This week is busy and wild and wonderful in all the best ways. But that means I have to get honest with myself. And this is where this really ties in with today's video, because I need to be honest with myself. I have actually heard from several people that I'm incredibly self-aware, so that makes me feel really good. The problem is that I am incredibly self-aware, and I am trying to be honest with myself. And as we come into the planning season, as we are choosing what's next and all of the things, it is important to me that for myself, but also to articulate to you, so because maybe you need this reminder to be honest with yourself. For me, I know that I need a little bit of a pivot. What has worked for us previously up to this year, which was wild, I don't believe is going to carry forward well. And I need to be honest with myself. You guys know that I get really excited and I tend to add a lot. There's been years we've done multiple sciences and multiple histories and things like that. And I just can't do it this coming year. I'm recognizing that there are so many requests of our time that if I'm going to do something well, it needs to be doing less, doing more with less. And I've talked about it a lot of times. I also need to be honest with myself about the style of curriculum. And I do feel like I've done a good job with that over the years of making sure that it is something we will do. However, recently I started talking about the Oh Freedom curriculum from Woke Homeschooling. Everybody's like, yes, it's so great and it's so wonderful. And I'm in a weird place because I want the depth of it. I want the honesty of it. But if I am being honest with myself, I've downloaded the copy, the preview, and I have looked at the book list as much as I can find. And I've looked at the sample week and all of that. And I don't think that I would do the curriculum justice. I do not think that I would get out of it what I am hoping to get out of it based on knowing myself, my limits, and where I will start to cut corners. I am genuinely evaluating if this is a thing I would do. First of all, there's a lot of red flags for me that have given me pause to say, Shauna, what's another solution? There are more weeks than I usually plan in a school year, which already means we're going to double up, which is hard because I need less. That's why I build in buffer for that reason. So I need to be able to have that flexibility. I also know that there's a lot of book sourcing. There's a lot of piecing from A, piecing from B every week. I already know that I wouldn't use it the way that it's written. And I think I have figured out what might be an easier way, a different path forward for what I am wanting. So if you are interested, I am now considering doing Black American history via crash course videos with teachers pay teachers like guided notes and tests. So I think that's going to be the way that we do that. Because I need to remember that prioritizing simple in our homeschool, recognizing what I know will be my limitations. I need to go in setting us up for success. And I genuinely feel like if I overstretch myself, if I overreach, if I am dishonest with myself about who I am, how we work, and what our years usually look like, then I am setting us up for failure. And I would rather do a little less and get more out of it than bite off more than I can chew and fail in a ball of fiery flames. I just don't think that I can or will do it and do it well. So this has been really, I don't know the right word, but like shining light on what I want going forward, what I want our homeschool to be next year based on what it has been, what it was this year. I need more flexible time than I have allowed myself up to this point, and we didn't need it. So it wasn't a thing. But as flexible and wonderful as homeschool is, going into this year was really hard. Both kids now have more consistent things during the week, during the day, out of the home. And I'm not willing to sacrifice those things just so I can check a box or make myself feel better. I would rather find something that fit our lives, the lives we want, the lives going forward. And you guys know I've been perfectly honest about this. I'm not somebody who's going to source books. I'm not somebody who's going to piece it together. And I'm not somebody who is going to write my own curriculum or do those things. I'm just not going to do it. So the way that I am finding to move forward in a manner that I'm going to feel good about, because that's part of it, right? Like I want to use the O Freedom curriculum. I want to feel good about what we're teaching our kids. And I want to get that non-whitewashed person of color origin for American history is very important to me, especially before they continue on into high school and college, not necessarily getting as much freedom over the way that they learn, the stories that they're told, or the amount of cleansing that those stories and history have been through. So my concession at this point is Black American history via crash course, teachers pay teachers, guided notes. And then I also went through and collected a book list, and I've put it on my Amazon shop if you guys want to go there. Recommended book list from women, Indigenous peoples, people of color, marginalized groups, LGBTQ stories that flow into American history so that I can start sourcing them, Amazon, library, whatever, to read as a family, to educate our family, but not necessarily as part of a curriculum. I want something to supplement. I want to make sure that they're getting a well-rounded education when it comes to other than white men American history. And it is really important to me that I do that as much justice as I can. And I think this is the way that I can do that best. So I want to take simple further into our homeschool. I want to simplify things. And I also want to be honest with myself about where I'm willing to spend my energy, where my energy is going to come from. What time am I going to have? How am I going to do this? What am I really doing with the time that I have, with the resources that I'm using, with the pieces that I am choosing, with the dollars that I am spending? How am I building the homeschool that I want? And the homeschool that I want is more simplified. It is more streamlined. It is more geared toward, as we get older, especially interests. I want my girls to have the time in their day, in their school day, to focus on the things that are bringing them joy and the things that they are, because, my oldest is going into 8th grade next year. She is starting to get a really solid handle on which subjects she enjoys, which career path she might be more interested in pursuing. So if I can free up some of our time in our day, if I can simplify our homeschool to better encourage their paths forward, to better deepen the lessons that they are receiving, I really feel like we will be happier with what we're doing. So I'm interested to see what this means after having had this revelation like last week. I'm interested to see what this means for me as the person in charge of the homeschool when it comes to buying, purchasing, planning. Can I maintain my focus on being honest with myself about what really will happen and what really won't happen? And can I remain devoted to this idea of simple homeschool in the face of planning season, consumerism, everything that looks wild, wonderful, and amazing? Because you guys know, to a fault, I want them to do it all. I want them to have it all. And I have said it many times, but I have a really hard time practicing it. You can do it all. You just don't have to do it all right now. And I tend to get really excited and try to do every new thing we're hearing about because it's exciting and it's wonderful. And that just isn't what is best serving us. And I've got to get honest with myself. And I need to be simplifying my homeschool when it comes to the things that we are doing, the dollars that we're spending, all of it, even just the things I bring in the house. I get really excited about a lot of things, but I do want to be modeling to my kids to be reasonable, to manage your expectations, be honest with yourself. Don't try to be something that you're not. It's really important, especially this idea of how will I actually use it, and will I use it? Will I be so suffocated, so swamped, so drained, and then feel so bad about myself for not having done it or done it well? I just don't even want to do that. I don't want to do it to myself, and I would much rather just kind of not. So I will be skipping the guilt that is going to come along with not doing something I knew I wasn't going to do. That's the worst part of it, is knowing that it doesn't suit my style, that it's not something I'm likely to stick with, and that with the length of it, I already know I'm going to get behind like immediately. So I think that's really what it comes down to. It's not even necessarily simplifying. It is literally just not making it harder, which somehow is the opposite, but also is a different thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even asking to make it easy. I just have to not make it harder on myself. And feeling bad about not doing it right is the way that I will absolutely make it harder on myself. Even just sitting with the intimidation, that is a way that I am not serving myself. I'm not serving my homeschool. I'm not serving my learner. So it is about knowing yourself. Like, get honest with yourself. And maybe you don't know. Maybe you haven't tried something like this yet, where you're piecing it together this way and that way, which is the way that the Michael Clay Thompson Language Arts program is recommended. It is recommended a little of this and then a little of that and then a little of this. And I drowned when I was trying to use it that way. It's not for me. And so once I could adapt it to a way that was going to work for me, gold, absolutely gold. But I cannot, guys, it comes back to my pivot or quit it. I cannot fathom how I would use freedom my own way. I can't fathom how I would tweak it. I can't fathom how I would get what I hope to get out of it with a lot more work from myself. Like I can't wrap my brain around it. And so that tells me it's maybe just not for me and I need to get honest. So I am curious, guys, have you done this? Have you just sat with it and been honest with yourself about what you will do and what you won't do? Have you let that stand in your way? Have you gone against your better judgment and then felt really bad about it and been like, well, yeah, that's probably what I should have done to begin with? I feel like finding a way forward. So there's the hard way, and then I'm going to find the Shauna way. Finding the Shauna way is a way that I know that I can go into my next year of homeschooling a little easier, a little simpler, and honestly, being honest with myself about our path forward, how we're going to use it, and it actually getting done. Because that's the deal. It's all great and grand. But if it's not going to get done, what does it matter? If it's not going to get read to them, they're not getting the information. If it's not going to get said to them, they're not getting the information. If we're going to be constantly drowning and behind where we rush it, we're not deep diving, we're not enjoying it, is that what I want? No, that's not what I want. So getting honest with myself, allowing my homeschool, I keep saying to be simpler, but honestly, to just not make it harder on myself, that is something that I'm struggling with. I struggle with all the time, but like now I feel like after last year having been so wild, or this year having been so wild, and maybe it's the spring season, or I'm a different person. I'm always a different person, but life has calmed down enough to really give me kind of some perspective. And I've got big kids now, and my big kids have changed and things are different. So looking at all of this, trying to not be the person who just rushes headlong into it again and gives it an honest look, an honest glance, really sits with my feelings. I mean, make a pros and cons list if you need to. I feel like this is the best way moving forward that I can serve myself, serve my homeschool. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid, right? At least don't make it harder. That's my goal. Don't make it harder on myself. So that's where I'm at. It's an honest discussion, an honest look at my homeschool, how I'm going to do it. Maybe, I don't know. It's still an evolution. Oh, and also, I'm not committed. I can change my mind at any point. Who knows? I reserve the right. Anyways, guys, I know there's a lot of you who are in my same boat. I know there's a lot of you who feel me, and there's probably a lot of you who are like, well, no snooze, Shauna. Like, why? This is like the dumbest video topic ever. But really, sometimes it takes a big, hard look in the mirror and a realization and articulating it to really realize I don't have to do this to myself. There's no obligation, and I've got to stop just making the damn thing harder. Anyways, guys, hope that you found it helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit that big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. While you're down there, you can find me in the comments or over on Instagram. Drop me an emoji. Give me like a, I don't know, like a fun emoji, a positive emoji if you're feeling it, and like a, I don't know, the little like censor mouth emoji if you're like, this is so stupid. Yeah. Anyways, that's it, guys. That's it. That's my honest account of hoping for a simpler homeschool. Yeah. Bye, guys.